Thank you very, very much, Professor Colette Suda, who's Chief Administrative Secretary and Principal Secretary, the State Department for University Education and Research. Honorable Chairman, Ekwe Ethuro, members of the board, Mr. Charles Ringera, the CEO, Higher Education Loans Board, Chief Executive Officers present, the Vice Chancellors present here with us, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to begin by thanking our amazingly beautiful and resourceful MC, Yvonne. Thank you very much for starting us off so well. I would also like to thank the team here that led us in singing our national anthem. And before they started, I looked around, and I hope all of us actually sang the national anthem. It's probably the most beautiful national anthem on the globe. It's the only one that's a true prayer and starts by calling the name of God. So I think it's always a privilege and an honor to sing it at every opportunity that we get. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to launch the HELB Agenda 2019-2023 at a time of heightened focus on reforming the higher education sector to ensure alignment with global, continental, regional, and national education goals. At the signing of the sector's 15th performance contract cycle on the 4th of December 2018, I directed semi-autonomous government agencies, the SAGAs, to realign their strategic plans to support the realization of the government's priorities. The HELB strategic plan, HELB Agenda 2019-2023, has accordingly aligned HELB's priorities with the Big Four agenda, with Vision 2030, and the Continental Agenda for the Africa we want, as well as the CS has mentioned, the Sustainable Development Goals. Ladies and gentlemen, due to the rapid expansion of higher education in the country, enrollment is now in excess of 795,000 students, providing our country with amazing opportunities. However, as we all know, there are also significant challenges that still confront this sector. These challenges we are together continuously addressing. For instance, we are currently reviewing the higher education financing policy to make financing more predictable and more sustainable. Specifically at the university level, our immediate priorities include the following: improving quality and relevance of university education, conceptualizing a funding model that ensures equity and fairness, financial prudence, and includes a mechanism for resource mobilization to complement the exchequer support that we are continuously looking for. Optimizing good governance is another one. Management and institutional structures to attract and retain adequate and highly qualified human capital, especially PhD holders in all disciplines. On the technical and vocational education and training, HELB is currently funding 24,252 students in various TVET colleges. The Ministry of Education is engaging Treasury, and we're doing that together with HELB to secure more resources to expand this reach. It's estimated that this year, 262,764 students will be placed into technical training institutes, while 90,688 will be placed in universities. And Professor Chacha is here to ensure that the universities are in good stead to support the entrance of this large number of students this year into these institutions of higher learning. Now, in order to allow more candidates to access tertiary education, the placement process to TVET institutions will remain open at various intervals during and throughout this year. Ladies and gentlemen, support for tertiary education is crucial to enable the realization of the government's Big Four agenda. There's an urgent need to equip more youth with the skills needed to meet the needs and demands of industry. The curriculum in our TVETs must be demand-driven, and this curriculum must also be dynamic. It must be flexible and match the dictates of industry. To that end, we are in constant conversation and engagement with key industry players to develop and to update our competency-based curricula. As the government remains committed to provide financial support through HELB to enroll students, we are also calling on our development partners to support this process. We are available to continue the discussions that we had already started with our partners from the European Union, as well as with other international institutions on support to our TVET sector. In the same vein, I also call on our parents, guardians, and all citizens of this country to encourage our youth to enroll in TVET institutions across our beloved country and to seek financial support from HELB. This financial year, as I think has already been mentioned, Treasury allocated 300 million to cater for loans and bursaries for students in the technical vocational education and training institutions. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, overall, the HELB annual student budget has grown from 4.6 billion, financing 109,189 students in 2012, to 11.4 billion, financing 248,050 students in 2017-2018. A total of 53% of this budget is funded by the Exchequer. 47% is funded from loan recovery. In order to guarantee the sustainability of HELB, I call upon employers to enhance loan recovery mechanisms to attract over 74,000 defaulters. That's too many. 74,000, holding over 7.2 billion. That will go a really long way in supporting the students that are beginning their university education. This intervention will improve HELB's performing loan portfolio from the current 72% to more than 80% by 2023. We're also going to partner, and I hope that everybody is actually listening. I hope that we'll be able to achieve this too. We are also going to partner with our law enforcement agencies to track down those that are holding, the defaulters that are holding jobs and yet reluctant to stand up to be counted as reliable and responsible citizens of our country, citizens who honor the repayment of their debt. And this will include tracking graduates working in enterprises such as mobile transfer services, such as M-Pesa, Airtel Money, and other emerging jobs. So we hope that by doing this, we'll be able to increase the resources that are available to HELB to support others. Currently, ladies and gentlemen, HELB is managing a training revolving fund on behalf of the Department of Public Service Management under the Ministry of Public Service, Youth and Gender Affairs. This fund was created to finance civil servants pursuing higher education in government priority areas. The uptake of this fund, however, has been very, very low. I therefore urge civil servants to take advantage of this kitty to advance their skills for better service delivery. I hope that the chairman will allow me to be one of the civil servants that can draw on these resources to go back to school and do what others have done. You've just talked about your board that has very many professors, and so I'll come and approach you and do whatever is necessary to access this loan so that I can go back to school. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, this strategic plan envisages a reformed, bolder, agile, customer-focused, technologically enabled, and risk-intelligent organization managing a total portfolio of, as you've heard, 90.7 billion. I directed HELB to adopt artificial intelligence to serve customers better. The agency should equally use blockchain technologies to aid in loan recovery and resource mobilization to align the operations of HELB to those of leading financing institutions globally. HELB was, ladies and gentlemen, and remains an amazing promise to our young people to empower, to encourage, and to support them. To also support the realization of their dreams and the achievement of their potential. In terms of financing higher education, we in this country are actually in a class of our own. There is no other country on the continent that does it as well as we do. We are a great model and are sharing our experiences and lessons with other African countries, and I think the chairman and the CEO spoke to that. But also, our vision, as the chairman said, remains to be the benchmark for this continent and for us to benchmark with other countries outside the continent that may be doing slightly better than we are. And yes, we are truly looking forward to a time when HELB will not need any support from the Exchequer. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with these few remarks, it's now my pleasure to launch the HELB Agenda 2019-2023 and ISO 9001-2015 certification for efficient customer service delivery. And I thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.